This new. Got so much of the door. Welcome, y'all, to Bloodline Sports second week. And we got some stuff we're going to cover.
Yeah.
Your Astros are, we're going to get into all
My
of it.
Astros.
We're going to get into it, but we got a headline a little bit. Your Astros.
Oh, my Astros now, huh?
Are leading the Rangers 3-2.
It's a lovely day.
We predicted 6 games, and we're guaranteed 6 games. So
I said 6. I said Astros 4-2.
Yeah. So
and then I said the Diamondbacks Phillies go 7 games. They're tied 2-2.
Okay.
So, Philly started off strong, winning 2 in a row.
I literally told him I'm starting the podcast. Make sure you're watching. He's like, so what he does is text me.
Oh,
So good thing this isn't like a super professional show.
Well, hopefully one day.
So
anyway, regardless of all that, so let's get into it. Do we want to start off with baseball since we kind of started talking about that?
Well, you actually wrote out show prep, and I just
you just kind of jumped straight.
It's headlines, it's playoffs, it's postseason. You gotta.
It's fine. It's fine, but let's get it a little bit later.
That's fine.
Into the baseball news. And kind of go over everything. I want to start off with the NBA because Andre Iguodala is retiring after 19 seasons in the NBA. He's a 4-time NBA champ. Noticeably playing most of his career with the Warriors. And well deserved, good career. He's been pretty good. Never been known as a selfish player. Always good 6-man coming off the bench. Could be a starter if he needed it. And
back in the day,
he made some huge improvements at helping the Warriors win a few championships. So well deserved. Now here we go with the James Harden drama again. So we kind of talked about it last week with Harden saying that the relationship with him and the owner is no longer buildable, and how basically, we're at this situation where he just feels so disrespected, and he just does not want to. Excuse me,
James, you got your money. You played. Quit crying. Quit crying.
I don't know if he's crying.
I mean, he won it in Brooklyn or wherever he is now.
Hell, he's in Philadelphia.
Well, whatever. You can't keep up with him. It's a different team every year, it seems like.
Well, this is his second to third year with the Sixers, so it is going on, him and Joel Embiid. However, he did miss practice this week.
What a shock.
It was not addressed as to why. Just he missed practice. All is to it. But moving on a little bit. A lot of people might not think of this as a big deal, but Terry Stotts is stepping down as the Bucks assistant coach. And I mean, that's unusual because he just got the job, I believe, last season.
And he's the assistant coach?
And he's the assistant coach, and he steps down. And
my guess would be
there's
health.
There's no explanation for it. He didn't say why, and the owner of the Bucks is not saying why. So, not really sure what's happening there or why that's transpiring, but it comes as a shocker because I really feel like they probably could have done something with adding Dame to the team now. Because now you got Lillard and you got Giannis Antetokounmpo, and then you got Chris Middleton. Like, there has to be something, right?
Yeah.
So I'm a little shocked. But as far as basketball, that's really all the important stuff going on. I mean, other than if you want to look at Victor Wembanyama, I can't say his name correctly, picks. Now there was a wrongful arrest that happened in Alabama revolving the number 2 pick in this year's NBA draft and 2 other guys. And please forgive me, I can't remember the names, but I mean, what do you do in a wrongful arrest? I mean, because your name's kind of brought out here all to the media, and you're starting your NBA career. So,
Sorry, it's not my kids being distracting this week, it's yours.
uh, they're just messing around with each other like usual.
All at my feet. At my feet.
My kids, he's referring to my dog and my cat. But anyway, I don't really know what you can do in that situation.
Yeah, I got nothing.
Uh, well, I guess we can move on. That pretty much wraps up what we know in the world of basketball this week. Hockey ain't really much to talk about. I mean, still going through preseason and games going on, and when we get more towards the regular season, we'll have a lot more hockey news. But let's jump back into some Major League Baseball. So tonight, we got the Phillies and the Diamondbacks. Series tied. Game time starts at 7 o'clock tonight. We got Zach Wheeler for the Phillies starting tonight, going up against Zach Gallen for the Diamondbacks, and that's going to be a good pitching matchup.
It really is. I'm gonna take Gallen in this matchup.
Really,
Yeah.
I'm taking Wheeler. I think it's going to be kind of interesting. Both good pitchers, both a very competitive series. I told you don't count out the Diamondbacks. I felt like they can definitely come back and get a victory. They can win this whole thing. They're a major underdog. We'll kind of see where that leads to. Now, tomorrow night, obviously, you got the Rangers going up against the better team, the Astros.
It is Astros.
And then we have
Noel's Astros.
Then we have Nathan Evaldi versus Finbar Valdez. Now, obviously, are we going to talk about the drama that happened
No.
in Game 4? Yeah, we got to address the drama that happened.
Go ahead and address the drama.
And the drama.
Your sour things.
Oh, he's still in my sour warheads again. I can't keep those around him. He always does it. But anyways, so we are discussing what's going to happen going on with Adolis Garcia, feeling like the pitch was intentional. I don't know if the pitch was intentional. If it was intentional by the Astros, it was a really stupid decision when you're down 4-2, and then this happens. But the whole fight breaks out, and of all people, he was not mad at the pitcher. He was mad at the catcher and started like yelling at the catcher, starting arguments.
Well, the Maldonado was probably talking some smack, and Bombi couldn't take it, or Maldonado, crossed the line somewhere.
Well, and then of course, both dugouts come out. It's this huge thing. Garcia's acting childish. The Astros are acting childish. I mean, it's just.
Okay, I thought you were just gonna say Garcia.
No, I mean, I don't know how I would react.
We were about to throw down.
I don't know how I'd react being hit by a pitch. I feel like he could have handled it more professionally than what he did.
But we don't know what was leading up to it.
We don't know what was going on to it. And then they threw out, correct me if I'm wrong, Bobby Brown, the manager of the Astros?
Dusty Baker,
sorry.
Bobby Brown.
I'm thinking
Bobby Brown did.
You know what? He might be. Don't judge me on it too hard. I thought it was Bobby Brown for whatever reason, and it's Dusty Baker. Okay, my bad. So they eject Dusty Baker out of the game. He throws an absolute fit. I don't know if he deserved to be thrown out, but
did he throw a fit before or after?
After.
Oh, okay.
So he threw a fit after everything happened. They did throw Garcia out, and I think they threw the pitcher out as well. It's either the pitcher or the catcher, one of the two of the Astros. So it's a heated rivalry here in Texas. Now, I do think going in,
I mean, they are division rivals too.
yeah, I do think going into Game 4 of the playoffs, it's going to be kind of interesting to see what happens. What do you think? Do you think your Rangers can force a Game 7? Or
Absolutely, because we're gonna have Evaldi on the mound, and
so they're going in.
I think it's gonna go to Game 7. I think we'll force a Game 7.
Okay, how do you feel like they will do if it forces a Game 7? Because it'll take place in Arlington, won't it? No, it'll be in Houston.
Actually, I think it's gonna be in Houston.
So tonight's game is in Houston.
Uh-huh.
We've not talked about how Altuve crushed a 3-run homer.
Altuve is just dangerous,
And he's a Ranger killer.
He is the one I the least want to pitch to when I'm facing the Astros.
Yeah.
Jordan Alvarez, he can hit bombs, but at the same time, he's going to strike out as much as he hits anything. As far as the ejections from the other day, for the Astros, it was Jose Abreu and Dusty Baker.
Yeah.
And then, of course, Adolis Garcia.
Yeah.
So apparently the hit by pitch was because Adolis' long home run trot, which I did not see.
I didn't see that either. But hey, teach us own. So
I'm guessing Maldonado said something about it. I don't know. So or Abreu, since he got ejected. So
I do feel like the Astros will wrap things up tomorrow.
Tomorrow? Really?
Yeah, I think it'll be. I'm sticking by my prediction of 6 games.
Okay.
I think the Astros are just on a row right now, and they're not going to be stopped. Frazier is good, and we'll see what happens.
So I'm taking the Rangers tomorrow because this postseason, Valdez ERA is like an 11.29,
which is terrible. But I don't think the Rangers can have the power to stop them on that momentum.
I don't know because Evaldi is he undefeated? He's undefeated for the postseason with an ERA of like 2.49. So
yeah, absolutely.
And of course it's the Astros, it's division rival, so to be honest, it could go either way. But I'm going to stick with my Rangers. I predicted the Astros to win it in 6. I'm okay with being wrong here. I'm okay with this.
I'm just.
Am I breaking your couch?
Yeah, let's not do that. I'm just hoping that the Astros get rid of the Rangers. I wanted it ever since the Rangers were in the playoffs. I want some team to eliminate them. Most delusional fan base ever. So get rid of the damn Rangers. We'll be good. Look, as soon as the Rangers are eliminated, I will turn 100% on the Astros. I can't stand the Astros, but I'd rather have the Astros win than the damn Rangers any day of the week. So
this is the most retarded thing I've ever heard you say, and I've heard you say a lot of retarded.
It's
stupid stuff.
It's not dumb. I mean, it's accurate
because the most delusional fan base. That is not an accurate statement.
It's
maybe the most delusional fan base you've ever interacted with. Okay.
No,
because you're supposedly a Yankees fan.
I'm a diehard Yankees fan.
Actually, I know you are, but I mean, says supposedly because you hate the Rangers fan base more than you do anybody, and that makes zero sense if you're a true Yankees fan because there's Boston, Baltimore.
I told you, I hate Boston the most. I hate the Rangers the second most. The Rangers
because he's ran into it. Last week he said they weren't drunk. Normally the story is they're drunk.
They weren't drunk. They are all delusional, ignorant.
But the point is, you get 1 or 2 people that say, we're going to go all the way! Woo-hoo! It doesn't matter what our record is. We could be 70 and 30.
It's actually more than 1 or 2. But, that's beside the point.
He went to the Yankees game earlier this year, and nobody said it.
Actually, they didn't.
I asked you if they said it, and you said
They did. There was a lot of Yankee fans
he
there.
fibbed.
Hey,
He fibbed.
look, we got our ass kicked by the Rangers fan. I'm not gonna say we didn't or lie about it, but you know, at the end of the day, I mean, I don't want to sit there and listen to "Let's go Rangers, World Series bound" at the top of your fucking lungs for like 3 hours. I mean,
You go
it's
to a Yankees game, we hear that all the time.
well, Yankees have won a World Series. It's not unrealistic for the Yankees to go back to the World Series.
Your fan said it this year, and it was not. I mean, from the early
Well, this
onset.
year was not. This is the first year in 30 years that the Yankees haven't even made the playoffs. So this is
an anomaly.
This is rare. You know, I mean, my point is, you don't.
You saying that they're the most delusional just to me does not make sense.
Well, I know to you it doesn't make sense because you're a Rangers fan. You don't want to face that back.
Have to do with the when I go to a Ranger game and there's somebody acting stupid?
This is like the difference between like me saying the Rangers are delusional and you going, no, it's not. It's like when Stephen A. Smith says, well, the Cowboys have the most delusional fan base ever, and me going, no, we don't.
Oh, yeah, we do.
So, I mean, I'm just saying. It's
besides Eagles fans.
Well, I don't know, but Eagles fans are just fucking dumb. But anyway, moving on because we could argue about this for hours.
I'm not making any leeway either way.
Because
he's had a few people he's heard people say,
multiple people say it.
I said people, I didn't say one person.
Okay,
we're gonna series when we suck and they're like 10 wins to 60.
It's simple for me, folks. As long as the Rangers get eliminated, I'm a happy guy. Okay. I don't ever want to hear today, especially out of this one, because I'm gonna never hear the end of it. These fucking Rangers ever win a World Series. We're champs. Your Yankees didn't do shit. We're champs. We're champs.
Okay, number one, I never talked that much trash about the Yankees.
Well, yeah, but
even if we do win one,
yeah, but you're never gonna let me live the end
for a year. I will not.
For an entire fucking year. So
until there's new chance for him. I have my right.
My point is,
I mean, y'all got to do it for 27 years. We still haven't got to do it.
My point is, Rangers, please lose. Astros, do your due diligence. Eliminate these bums out of the playoffs
now. Oh my God.
Tomorrow night. Thank you. Please do it. But listen, we talk a lot about this series. Going back to Philly and talking about the Diamondbacks. Phillies are a powerhouse, but Diamondbacks have been really impressive this year. And my prediction for a World Series is the Diamondbacks against the Astros. I think that's going to be a awesome World Series.
That would be a nice change of pace because I am tired of seeing Houston in it.
Well, Houston's going to be there.
Let me finish. But the biggest thing is the Diamondbacks being in. That's the difference I was trying to get at before I was so rudely interrupted.
Rudely interrupted.
Rudely. Yeah, it's emphatic on the rude part. Anyway.
Oh, here we go. Here we go.
But so, I mean, of course, I want to see my Rangers in it. I'm still not convinced we're good enough to win a 7-game series against Houston. But we got Evaldi on the mound tomorrow. If we make the Game 7, we got Max Scherzer on the mound. And that's just the game, the kind of game he's built for is a Game 7 in the postseason.
He is. I just don't see the Rangers forcing in Game 7. Hey, I could be wrong. I could be. I didn't expect the Rangers to come out 2-0. I didn't. And then the Astros have come back in the next 3.
Yeah.
Like I said, I predicted it 4-2. We'll go there. But regardless, NL side, I feel like it's going to be a good threat, whether it's Arizona or Philadelphia.
I'm hoping it's Arizona.
Bryce Harper is playing phenomenal. Phillies are good. That's going to be a great game tonight. But, it's playoff baseball. We're excited about it, obviously. wish my Yankees were in it. But hey, I have a reason to cheer for the Rangers to lose. It makes me happy.
And that's one thing that
I could
we
cheer.
didn't get to is how are you such an Astros fan? Okay, fine, you don't like the Rangers. I can live with why I can live that you don't like the Rangers. I don't agree with your reasoning. I think that's delusional.
Yeah, okay,
But
it's fine.
but I have not gone to a Ranger game with you, so I don't know what you've gone. Now,
Yeah,
if you try to go to, I go every time. Every time go to a Cowboy game, Cowboy fans are delusional. I'll look at you and call you a lie because I've been to like 4 Cowboy games with you.
yeah, I've never said that about Cowboys.
Anyway, my point here is the Astros literally were caught cheating on your Yankees,
Yes,
and you're still rooting for them, and that's what I don't.
I'm
doesn't make
rooting
sense
for
to
them
me.
because I hate the Rangers more than I hate
Okay.
the Astros.
Okay, who do I hate the most? The Yankees or the Astros?
Probably the Astros.
Most definitely the Astros.
Yeah.
And when they got caught cheating against the Yankees, I said to you,
What?
the Yankees should have went to the World Series.
They should have. No, I didn't say
And
you
you
didn't.
know, I don't like the Yankees. You know how much that hurts to
That's
say.
fine. I don't dislike the Astros more than I dislike the Rangers. It's just that simple.
I just
I have
they cheated against their
there's
team.
3 teams I hate the most. Boston is obviously number 1. Number 2 is obviously the Rangers, and number 3 is the Astros.
See, and that's just my confusion.
I
How
get
the
it.
Astros aren't second
Hey,
place.
look,
But, okay.
I
You like cheaters.
I get it. You don't understand it. Let's move on from it. We're not going to agree on it.
No, we're not going to agree on it.
We got
It's funny. Even if we're, just making fun of each other for the next hour. Okay?
Well, we got some big news going on in the world of NFL. So let's get into this. So, I mean, just a few things. Dolphins running back Jeff Wilson Jr. is activated off IR this year.
That is not the running back that I want starting right now for the Dolphins.
Well, I know you don't, but fantasy to the side. Jeff Wilson Jr.
Not just fantasy.
And he's going to be starting this year, and then he's going to be good. Dog don't want to go.
No.
Anyway, so Jeff Wilson Jr. activated off the reserve, and he's going to be messing with the Eagles. So I'm curious to see how he's going to do.
Sit.
And then on top of it, we have Justin Fields is sitting out this week with a dislocated finger. So how do we feel about that? I'm sorry, thumb, not finger.
So my next question is who's the quarterback that's going to play against the Eagles?
Against you mean the who's going to replace for the Bears?
Against the Eagles, I said, but for a game against Eagles, Justin Fields is out in his notes.
Well, Dolphins are playing the Eagles. Bears are playing somebody different. I'm just pointing that out differently.
He didn't use punctuation.
Okay. Anyway.
Okay, so
Tyson Baghdad is going to start this week. So it should be interesting.
That might be a great thing for the Bears for a week or two.
I don't like it.
Because, Justin Fields, I like his potential. I don't know if he's in the right system, and I don't think that's a Justin Fields problem. I mean, it's his problem, but it's like not his fault, is what I'm trying to say. Because I don't think they're putting him in a position to succeed. So that's where I am with that. But
yeah. Well,
can we go back to the Dolphins-Eagles game real quick?
Sure.
Go Dolphins.
Okay. So that's just all you wanted to.
That's all I wanted to say because we all know I hate the Eagles, and there's a certain person in our lives that has decided he's an Eagles fan, and I'm being forced to accept it.
Well, hey, it's not the end of the world, right?
Isn't it though?
I mean, as a Cowboy fan, it feels that way, but I feel like you'll be okay.
I don't know. I wonder where I went wrong.
But anyway, so going on to some other news. Jamal Adams, strong safety for the Seahawks, It was.
Oh, he got hit with a big fine.
Yeah, $50,000 for arguing and
For arguing or for certain remarks that he made. Who was it?
Well, that too. It was against excuse me.
An
unaffiliated neutral counselor, neurotrauma counselor. I don't know how I feel about that. We'll see.
Well, I mean, it depends on what the comments were or the
I mean,
remarks
he
were.
was upset because basically he didn't like the way the wide receiver for the Seahawks, not DK Metcalf, but the other one, was
TJ Lockett. Okay.
no, not TJ Lockett, the third string, was being treated. He was not happy with it. And long story short, is what it is. So he said some words. NFL didn't like it. They fined him $50K for it.
Well, then, I mean, don't get me wrong. I am so. I know what NFL really stands for. Y'all get it.
Here, hold on. You talk to these guys.
Take care of your kids, please. I've been fighting them the whole time. So I get NFL stands for no fun league, and Roger Goodell is not fair in his punishments. He'll do like 2 games for one person and like 8 games for the next person and for essentially the same crime. So, and by the way, Roger Goodell got a new extension, paying him multi-million dollars a year, $40 million a year or something like that.
We're not Goodell fans, but I mean, we all expected this to happen. The owners love the man.
But anyway, so I got off track. That's my fault.
But anyways, sticking back on plans. I mean, there ain't really much to say on the Jamal Adams thing.
It's just, it doesn't matter who you're talking to. There's just certain things you can't say. A white man can't go up to a black player and call him certain names, right?
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, he's going to get fined, possibly suspended.
Yeah.
Now, we don't know what Jamal said. I don't know what Jamal said. But apparently it was bad enough for whoever he said to complain, and it went high enough up the NFL chain for him to get fined.
Yeah.
So,
but anyway,
there must have been some merit to it.
Yeah.
And it's just like, I understand. The biggest thing, it sounds like he was standing up for his brother, his teammate.
Yeah, it sounded like he was standing up for his teammate, and
which I commend that. And sometimes if you've got to say what you got to say to get the point across, say it.
And then something else we need to talk about is Rams cornerback Darian Kendrick expects to play despite being arrested this week. Now, here's the thing. It hasn't been reported why he was arrested. Now, when Sean McVay was asked about it, he said this is a good learning experience for him. Now,
see, this is what I was just talking about Roger Goodell not being fair.
Yeah. And so I want to know, what did he do? Because, I mean, obviously it ain't big enough where he's being punished by the coach. Or the coach doesn't care. But at the same token, if you got a big name player, I mean, let's be honest. If Micah Parsons went out here and committed murder, and then
let's not go that extreme.
Okay.
We don't know why he got arrested.
Okay, well, let's just say this. He went out here and hit and run. Or he fired a gun in a strip club. Okay. Now, and Mike McCarthy goes, well, this is a learning experience for him, so we're going to start him. I mean, do you not start Micah Parsons because of what he did? I mean, personally, I feel like he'd have to be punished, suspended. But with Goodell, you never know what the hell to expect.
You really don't. And the thing is, it's just like, to me, if I was part of running that organization, it would depend on what the penalty was.
Yeah.
If it was something small like he was driving a car and his buddy was carrying a pistol, but that was unregistered and they all got arrested. Okay, let him play.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, he go to his buddy go, dummy, I work for the NFL.
Well,
you can't do that when you're with me, bro.
I don't know what the hell happened. Like I said, it ain't being said. And it's kind of going from there. But let's go ahead and get into some other news in the NFL, Gronkowski is taking over as the host of the LA Bowl. And it's going to be covering basically Pac-10 uh, football, college football.
Okay.
So he just signed a multi-year contract. Good for Gronk. I think he'll make a fun college football analyst and kind of go from there.
I think your cat was trying to sharpen his claws.
Yeah, he does. He tries that a lot. So great, but hey, look,
His kids are
when you get podcasts out here, you gotta have to deal with the distractions with it. I'm sorry, guys.
My kids aren't here because I was trying.
His kids ain't here, but my kids are acting up. What can you do, right? You can't win for losing. So I promise you guys, if you're watching this live or you're watching it back later, if we look very distracted, we can't really too much. It is what it is. But a good deal for Gronkowski. It'll be fun to watch. It'll be a good show. It's going to be happening on FSN. And it'll be happening here, I think, pretty soon within the next week or two. So that'll be pretty cool to watch. So let's go ahead and jump into some of the games happen around the NFL. So Thursday night game, the Jags went ahead and beat the Saints 31-24. And man, let me tell you something. On that last drive by the Saints, it was a really good throw by Derek Carr. I mean, the tight end just dropped it in the end zone, but would have tied it. It would have been perfect. I mean, it literally hit him in the hands, and he literally bobbled it and dropped it in the end zone.
That kind of reminds me of the play that we were having on Madden earlier.
Oh, Stephon Diggs.
Anyway, sorry.
So just some notable teams on the bye this week. There's actually quite a bit. The Bengals got the bye. So did the Titans, the Jets, the Panthers, and the Texans all got buys, and of course our Cowboys got the bye this week. So let's go around. I'm going to go down the list. We're not going to get into too much detail, but just kind of go over who we think is going to win these games. So we got the Raiders going off to face the Bears this week. I do think the Raiders will win, especially with Justin Fields out. I know a lot of people don't consider Justin Fields. A lot of people consider him a bust, not something
too early,
down impressive. But I mean, my deal is this is his third year. I mean, he's not in a good system. We'll see. But I'm going to go ahead and take the Raiders.
I'm going to take the Raiders too. I think Jimmy G is out for that game.
Yeah.
But, I mean, when you have Devontae Adams, the Raiders don't have a horrible defense.
Yeah.
Even if they did, they're playing a Bears offense minus Justin Fields. So, yeah, I'll take the Raiders.
Yeah, moving on. Cleveland is going to be taking on the Colts in Indy. Call me crazy. I'm riding that Browns bandwagon.
I think you have to choose the Browns.
I want the Browns. So I kind of secretly root for the Browns. I mean, it's hard not to like the Browns.
It's not a very good secret.
I mean, they're underdog team. They've never won anything. So it's kind of a team like when the Browns are playing, like, all right, go Browns. So I'm going to take the Browns in a close game. I'm going to say...
I'll take the Browns, but I don't think it's going to be that close.
I'm going to say 24-21 Browns.
I'll take the Browns plus 10.
So moving on to the next game, we got Buffalo up against New England at Gillette Stadium. This will shock people. I'm going to take... Excuse me. I'm going to take the Patriots.
That's not a surprise. You're a Patriots fan.
And, no. I mean, this year they've been bad. The last 2 years they've been pretty bad. Yeah. But I'm going to take the Patriots in the upset.
I will not take that. We should be writing this down so we can prepare next week. But I'm going to take the Bills plus 9.
Okay. And when this stream's in, me and him are going to take notes of in next episode. We're going to see who was right. And we'll do this throughout the football season. Let's see
Sounds good.
who has the better record. How about this? Whoever has the better record at the end of the year gets like a Pest Butter person lunch or something.
No. Something a little bit better than that. Uh, whoever has a better record at the end of the year, I have to wear a Yankees jersey. If you win, if I win, you gotta wear a Rangers one for 2 shows. 2 shows.
Oh fuck that. Okay.
He says no.
I
He
guess
says no.
that's just horrible. You might as well just put me in a Red Sox jersey.
I tried. I tried to make it interesting, y'all.
Hey. Fuck it. I'll accept it. Whatever. So, all right. So let's move on. We have the Washington Commanders going on to play the Giants in New York. I think
Gotta go Washington.
I gotta go with the Giants. I think Danny Dimes shows up. I think Saquon shows up.
I'm gonna have to choose Washington as much as I hate it.
Now, Washington's
whatever they're doing in Washington right now is working.
Hey, Washington has got a good front four. They're doing something right. I just think the Giants pulled the upset. Next game is kind of like they're both kind of underdogs this year. They're both kind of terrible. You got the Falcons against the Bucks, and a division rivalry. I'm gonna take Atlanta.
I want to take Atlanta.
We'll see how they do. Next game is gonna be a good one. You got Detroit going in and taking on the Ravens at home. And call me crazy.
Ravens are home?
Yeah, call me crazy. I'm going with the Lions.
I'm going Lions.
Lions are on a roll. They're playing good.
Dan Campbell has them buying in on what he is selling.
He is doing really, really good. I'm impressed. I think that they can easily get that win. Well, I say easily, but the Ravens are good, and it is a home game. So sorry, Robert. I know you're a diehard Ravens fan, but I gotta go Detroit. All right. So Pittsburgh going on to take on the Rams at home. I'm going Pittsburgh. Kenny Pickett and Najee Harris and them boys are doing good this year.
I'm going LA, man.
I just can't.
I'm not. I am normally, I would choose Pittsburgh. I'm not sold on them yet.
I'm sold on Pittsburgh this year. I think Pittsburgh makes the playoffs this year.
Okay. I hope you're right. I like Pittsburgh.
I can't stand Pittsburgh, but
I'm a big fan of Mike Tomlin.
I mean, I was a big fan of Bill Cowher. Mike Tomlin to me is overrated. I mean, he's won one Super Bowl. I mean, Mike Tomlin to me is like Mike McCarthy.
Oh, okay.
So not.
I was about to say
they both won a Super Bowl. Nothing particularly great. Kind of go from there. So okay, moving on. Arizona is going on the road to take on the Seahawks. I'm taking Seahawks. I just don't feel like Arizona's there. I don't know what's going on with Kyler Murray. Arizona's ready to move on from him. I would love Kyler Murray here in Dallas. Get rid of Dak and have Trey Lance as the backup. That sounds phenomenal to me. But, I don't think like your average Cowboy fan. But now, here's another one. This one's easy. Green Bay on the road against Denver. Obviously, Green Bay. I think Jordan Love has a big game. I'm a real big fan of Jordan Love. I'm hoping he can really do something. Now, this one right here is the big one. Chargers are going on the road against the Chiefs. And look, so killing me to say this. Taylor Swift in attendance or not, I gotta go my Chargers. I say my Chargers. I gotta go Chargers because I think Justin Herbert and Keenan Allen and them boys are mad, especially after losing a close game with Dallas on Monday. I think they come out fired up. They're ready to play. However, Chiefs coming off what is their worst performance of the year last week, even though it was a win. This is their rival game. This could be really big, but and they are playing in Arrowhead, which is going to be very hard for the Chargers. But wrapping up, I'm going to say the Chargers win it by a field goal.
Okay.
What do you got?
I'm going to take the Chiefs by a point. I just don't think the interior line, offensive line of LA can contain Chris Jones. Chris Jones? Chandler Jones. Chris Jones.
Yeah.
Sorry, y'all. Chris Jones for an entire game, and I think at some point he'll take control. And your kid likes my lap.
Yes, he does. But you have to tell him to just put him down. Anyway, so going on to the Sunday night game, we got Miami in Philly taking on the Eagles. Now, I am going with Miami on this game. However, with Philadelphia losing last week, they're going to be more aggressive, especially at home. However, I think the key factor for Miami is speed. You got Hill, you got Waddle, you got Tua Tagliova, who is really coming together this last 2 years. It's the battle of Oklahoma versus Alabama. I mean, if you think about it,
Yeah.
Tua took the job from Hurts and Bama.
So
I gotta go Miami. It's gonna be a tough game, but what can you really do here? I mean, that's gonna be a great game. That's a good Sunday night game.
that's going to be a great Sunday night game. And I hate this. It hurts so bad to say this. I pick Philly.
Well,
Their secondary is not going to be able to contain Miami's wide receivers. They're going to be able to slow them down enough.
I don't.
And I just don't believe in Miami defense enough to contain what Jalen Hurts can do on a good day. And I think with the loss last week, they are going to be a little bit more motivated. They're going to be at home. And I think A.J. Brown and Jalen Hurts take over this game.
I disagree because I think
hope you were right.
I think Byron Jones is going to shut down AJ Brown.
I hope you're right.
Now, with that being said, even if AJ Brown, is shut down, still got to worry about Devontae Smith. But I think the offense from Miami can put up more points than what.
Normally I'd agree, but Philly's defense nothing to sneeze at. I'm sure.
No, absolutely not. I mean, Philly's got a good defense, and I mean they are arguably one of the top 2 teams best in the league this year.
Yep.
But now I am going to go with the next one, the last game of this week. You got the Niners going on the road to Minnesota. This is going to sound crazy, but I am going with Minnesota at home, and I feel like they're going to do good. They're going to be, yeah. I bet they're going to beat the Niners.
Cool.
Yeah.
No, the 49ers will win, by the way. And he's just going to leave me hanging with.
I don't think so.
So
I don't think they're going to win.
I could be wrong. We're picking. I'm picking.
Well, no, I understand. I mean, it's a safe choice.
I'm picking 49ers by 6.
That's a safe choice. There's nothing wrong with that pick. I just think Minnesota's at home.
I need IU to have a really big day, and the kid will have a pretty good solid day.
No, you don't.
I do.
No, you need him to do horrible.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, we're playing each other this week. And his Alvin Kamara just somehow had a miraculous freaking day the other day. Didn't score a freaking touchdown, but he still had 29 points.
Yep. So,
because Derek Carr, I guess, couldn't throw the ball more than 5 yards down the field.
Hey, it works for me, right? So
apparently it didn't work for New Orleans because the ball.
That's going to wrap up pretty much going on with the games, just a little bit more NFL before we move on. So, we are approaching the trade deadline, and we're getting closer and closer. The Eagles are in serious talks with the Broncos of attaining Patrick Surtain, which I really don't want to happen. It's a nightmare for Dallas.
Why, as a Broncos front office executive, why would you do that? You just drafted him like 2 years ago.
Well,
why would you do that?
I don't know.
You build a defense around that.
Maybe they're wanting to completely rebuild. It doesn't make sense to me. But,
they're trying to recoup their compensation for Russell Wilson, is what they're trying to do.
Hey, with that being said, I don't know what the owner's thinking. I don't know.
Isn't John Elway still in the front office?
I don't think so.
Okay.
I think he's gone.
Okay.
I could be wrong on that.
The Broncos, I haven't paid attention. But
so other trade rumors are that the Cowboys, what were the wild trades they were talking about making? One was for Surtain.
One was for Devontae Adams.
One was for Devontae Adams. Now, Devontae Adams apparently wants out of Vegas.
It's only his second year.
I know. Apparently wants it. I didn't say it's true. You can't really rely on dirt sheets. So apparently says he wants to trade to Dallas. Dallas apparently wants Devontae Adams, which I could see that. But I mean, do you need Devontae Adams?
I don't think we need him, but I mean, can imagine. So somehow we package a deal. We get Devontae Adams. In the deal, we're sending Michael Gallup away. Okay. But so you have Devontae Adams.
But you just
CeeDee Lamb.
Huh? You just paid Gallup all this money. I don't see Dallas parting from Gallup.
If to get Devontae Adams, you better.
I don't know if they will. Because Jerry makes,
and you're about to have to pay CD. You can't.
Yeah, but I know. But Jerry does stupid shit. So let's leave it. He
does.
Let's make that point very clear. Jerry Jones does really dumb shit.
If we need Devontae Adams, it's going to be because of the Mike McCarthy connection somehow.
Sure, I can believe that. But hey, look, Brandon Cooks finally, for the first time, started showing promise as a Cowboy last week.
I don't think that's all been on Brandon Cooks though.
Well, I don't think all of it's been on Brandon Cooks, but I think a good portion of it.
A lot of it's been on Dak and the offensive line, who, let's be honest, has not given Dak enough time. I understand this Texas Coast offense. That's 1, 2, 3, throw. 1, 2, 3, throw.
You know what they're trying to do? They're trying to establish kind of what they did in New England with Brady, and kind of like what Tampa Bay did. Brady held the ball for like 4 seconds minimum every time. Like he never did really hold on to the ball. And you saw the success it did for Tom Brady. Now, Grant, not everybody's Tom Brady. And two, but I mean, I feel like the Patriots and Brady had kind of started something there. And other coaches and teams are taking notice. Like, let's try this. Let's try to get something going.
The West Coast offense has been doing it for like 40 years.
Well, but I'm just saying,
what's his name? George Seifert in San Francisco did it.
Yeah.
So, and Mike McCarthy's always kind of had some kind of a West Coast offense.
Yeah,
he's calling it Texas Coast or something like that.
I mean, we talked about this last week. I mean, I feel like you're being too harsh on the offense. We're only 5 games in. I mean, give it a full year.
But isn't Dak in top 5 and throwing interceptions already?
Well, that's not on McCarthy. That's Dak. I mean, Dak has been inconsistent his whole career.
I'll give you it's on Dak.
I don't think it's on McCarthy.
That's fine.
You could go back to Jason Garrett and Kellen Moore. Who else? I mean, it's just.
I mean, I think the interceptions are more of a Dak thing.
I think we both agree Dak's a good guy. He's a good player. But the problem is he's not the type of guy that we're paying him to be. We're paying him Patrick Mahomes, Joe Burrow, Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen money. He's none of those guys.
He's not.
And
I think I do, and you're going to hate me for this. I think he's better than Lamar Jackson
No,
when it comes to
it's
throwing the
not
ball.
even close.
Lamar Jackson's got a stronger arm.
It's not even close
Okay.
at all. I'm sorry. It's just not. I
Fine. I was
mean,
looking at your cat.
yeah. I mean,
He was trying to climb up. You
Lamar's won an MVP, and he's already thrown over 100
because he
touchdowns.
ran over 1,000 yards.
And
that
he's
year.
already thrown 100 touchdown passes in his career. I mean, the dude's already, and the dude's doing.
Dude, it's like his 6th or 7th year.
Dude, I'm just saying, he's a dual, but you don't like the running style quarterbacks. You never have. You didn't really care for the way Vic played. You didn't care how McNabb played.
Vic could throw the ball. McNabb, of course I hated him. He was an Eagle. But
well, yeah, I'm not saying the player. I'm not saying you hate the player. You don't like the style they play.
If they throw the ball, I mean, when you run the ball as much as you throw the ball, as a quarterback, you're talking about 50-50 balance. The offense runs 50 times or 30 times and then throws the ball 30 times.
So
when the quarterback runs 15, 20 times and he throws the ball 15, 20 times.
I'm okay with that. I mean, it's a good balance because you don't know what to expect.
Now, don't get me wrong. Lamar's got a strong arm.
He does.
The dude's probably got top 5 arm in the league as far as
easily
strength.
Well,
but his accuracy needs help.
Well, listen.
But and I'm going to defend him here too. Don't drop your jaw. They haven't put good receivers around.
No, they haven't.
Mark Andrews, and that was it.
He had Hollywood Brown for a little bit.
Ooh.
Nothing fantastic.
Hollywood Brown didn't go to Arizona. He still hasn't done anything in Arizona.
Hey, no argument there. But hey, let's since we're running out of time here, let's run over to some wrestling.
Okay.
Because not a whole lot going on, but just something noticeable. Jay Cargill had an interview on ESPN talking about AEW, why WWE, and what happened. And when she was asked what happened in AEW, and she said nothing happened in AEW. She's like, great company, great group of people, wish them all the best. She's like, I want to be a Hall of Famer. AEW is still a young company. It doesn't have a Hall of Fame yet. Cody is a huge mentor of hers. She said the biggest mentor of hers was Daniel Bryan and has helped her out tremendously. But she wants, the performance center. She wanted all this stuff that no other company can offer other than WWE.
Okay.
So that was I feel like she respected AEW. She didn't down talk them, didn't say anything bad. She's like, well, they asked her, well, like, why WWE? And she's like, well, why not? So I don't know why AEW didn't have a no-compete clause on her. Maybe Tony Khan just doesn't believe in doing that. Because Cody Rhodes just kind of came right on over, and now Jay Cargill has too.
And Edge was able to go right from WWE to AEW.
Yeah, but I think that was a respect thing for Edge. Anybody else, I feel like, wouldn't have been a thing. Talking a little bit about AEW, starting off. So MJF, your AEW World Heavyweight Champion, in 13 days, if he's still champion, will surpass Kenny Omega's title reign, which is the longest in AEW history. And Omega said, look, I have he's like, first I got somebody, I can't remember who he said it at first. He's like, I got them. And then he's like, I'm going to take out the Callis Foundation. And then he says, I'm coming back for what's mine. And apparently MJ laughed and whispered in his ears and he said, 13 days, bitch. Meaning the longest reigning title run of all time. So that's going to be something that'll be really good. We're going to have Omega versus MJF again. Guys, correct me if I'm wrong. I'm sorry, I haven't kept up with it too much. I don't know if Switchblade Jay White and MJF have fought yet. This could be a good change for Kenny Omega, basically heel turn, if he helps Jay White win the title. So that would have some history that goes back to NJPW. That would be cool, but I do ultimately think I stand by what I think I said last week. I think this goes on. Adam Cole comes back, turns on MJF, sets up a big thing, and I think Adam Cole finally wins the title in AEW. And he needs something over there. For as long as he's been there, it'll be pretty interesting. Not a whole lot more really happening in the world of AEW, other than just good storylines, big setup. They are coming here to Arlington in December, right here at UTA, and I've already bought tickets. Front row.
I get to go, right?
Yeah, they're front row at the ring, like first row. It's going to be for Dynamite.
I might end up running right now.
Dynamite and Rampage. And then
nice, both of them.
Yeah, together. And then I also bought tickets at the Curtis Caldwell Center for that Collision
in Garland.
And
I know you're not a fan of her, but I know my girl Athena is going to be on at least one of those shows.
Yeah, and that one's a double. It's Ring of Honor and Collision. Okay. So that one's going to be interesting. See, one other thing before I let you go, because we are running short, is that all right?
Just the thing about having a podcast. Go over.
Yeah, we can. But I never know with you on a week-to-week basis. So
today we didn't know from an hour-to-hour basis today.
So anyway, long story short, there is some history going on with Ricky Starks and Edge. I don't remember if we talked about this last week. If I did, I apologize. But some promos were said that turned personal, that were off script. I don't know if this is going to be a new thing with AEW, if this is going to continuously be a problem. It kind of looks like it is. I hope it can get fixed because, it's very early on. It's still a young company. We're only 4 years into the company. I think they started in 2019. So actually, this is the 5th year.
I think you're right the first time. I think it's 4.
It's either 4 or 5 years going in, and I hope they can fix this out. Because you don't want that kind of reputation. You had all this shit going on with CM Punk. Now you got problems with Edge. You had the Elite getting into it. Now you have Jack Perry getting into it
with CM Punk. Not Edge.
And the Elite were with CM Punk as well. So I feel like, as much as it kills me, CM Punk
was the problem.
Might be toxic. He might just be a problem. And how do we fix it? But or is there a way to fix it?
When some people are just toxic. I'm not saying that's the case with CM Punk, but some people are just toxic, and you can't change them.
Well, I think,
and you can't change that.
This is what I think about it personally. I feel like CM Punk is a great wrestler. He knows what he's doing in the ring. He's one of the safest wrestlers. Obviously, he has respect of some wrestlers. Fans seem to love him. I'm convinced this guy could kick a baby off the Empire State Building and they'd still cheer for him. As awful as that sounds.
That was just you.
But maybe.
And people like you.
Yeah, because we're a cult. Anything for CM Punk. But anyway, I just feel like this should be kind of going on. We'll see what happens here. Kind of moving forward, but the dude does get ratings and stuff like that. So I bring this in with the CM Punk situation because I'm jumping ship to WWE. And now with Survivor Series taking place in Chicago, you got to ask yourself, is CM Punk going to show up? Are they going to bring out...
Please, God, no.
Are they going to bring him out in Philly? I want it so badly. Not Philly, in Chicago. I want it so badly because it's been almost 10 years since he's been in WWE. So I think it could work out good. I really do. If they do it right. But
if he does it right too.
I think both. I think it takes both sides.
I agree with both.
Now, so there's rumors going that yeah, he's signed a deal, it's official. But there's also a rumor going around that no, it's not happening. McMahon said it's not going to happen, but I've heard that McMahon
thing is, McMahon's not charging him.
is not in charge of anything, and he has a lawsuit going against him
Of course he
right
does.
now.
Of course he does.
And
it's been
he'll
like
find it.
6 months since his last one.
He'll find a way to weasel out of it. He always does.
Settles.
He settles and gets something happens that ain't gonna do anything to Vince McMahon.
I mean, let's be honest. I mean, don't get me wrong. He has a problem keeping it in his pants and talking inappropriate to women and mistreating them and whatnot.
And he mistreats talent all the time.
He mistreats talent all the time. But especially in my eyes, the females. But overall, because I'm talking about how talking about the stuff he can't keep in his pants type thing too.
Yeah.
But he always finds a way out, and it makes me sick. And I think what is it, Endeavor, Dana White's company?
Yeah.
That bought out or merged or however WWE wants to swing it, and getting Vince out was the best thing they could do. Yeah.
But moving on kind of from the Punk and WWE and Vince McMahon situation.
Yes, please.
Let's talk about Roman Reigns is now
crown jewel in general.
Yeah, that's what I want to talk about. So Roman Reigns is going to be fighting L.A. Knight, for the WWE Undisputed Universal Championship. Now,
in 2 weeks from today,
we
will be doing an early show that day,
and we'll be live watching it.
We will be watching it. It'll probably be at the show. The podcast will most likely be longer than an hour.
Yeah,
we may just start it and just stop whenever we decide.
Absolutely,
it may be a 3-hour podcast.
Hey,
but
look forward to that.
Now, we cannot air
Crown
Jewel itself.
But you will get our reaction. So you're probably going to be looking at a lot like this, where we're not really looking so much here. But I'm going to promise you guys, if y'all are here, I'm going to read your comments. I'm going to react to them live. Blake will too.
And we'll give you the results.
Yeah. I do feel like this right now is a huge opportunity for LA Knight. I don't think there's a chance in hell that LA Knight wins.
No.
I don't see it happening.
Talk about an upset. If that happened, that would be upset.
So now, Logan Paul, after his win and
his boxing debut, he won.
Yeah, because he's so good.
He told us last night on SmackDown. Believe me.
Yeah, I love Logan Paul. So Logan Paul is going to sit here and how he's called out Rey Mysterio, and I think it was LA Knight, wasn't it? Or it was somebody.
Last night he just talked about Rey.
Yeah. So he's setting up for him versus Rey. That could be at Crown Jewel. That could be good for Logan Paul. I can't stand Rey Mysterio.
I'm not gonna lie, that'd be good for Rey hitting that rope. I'm not.
Yeah.
You know how I am. I'm a fan of Rey. I'm not a fan of Logan's.
I love Logan.
Gimmick. His gimmick. What he's done in the ring is phenomenal.
Oh, absolutely.
And you know me, I'm not a Logan Paul fan, but there's not been one time that I slided him in the ring.
No, you can't.
I thought when he faced Roman for the title, I thought Roman was going to smash him, and they turned that into a hell of a match.
They did.
Oh, thank you.
There you go.
He loves me.
No, not really. But anyway.
Like a brother. He loves me.
Okay. Anyway. Logan Paul versus Rey. That'll be good. See where it leads to. I'm curious to see what happens.
Want to know my call on that one?
What?
Logan wins.
No, I think so too. Now,
I figured he'd be more surprised than that because of the way I feel about Rey.
No, I'm not surprised that you'd pick Logan. It makes sense for Logan to win.
I don't know if it makes sense, but
next question we have. What do you think of my Judgment Day re-winning the tag team champions?
Um,
Because you got Senor Money in the Bank.
then my question to that is, why'd they even put the titles on Jay and Cody in the first place?
Temporarily to build Judgment Day back up, make them look dominant more. Because something wrestling does over time.
It didn't though, because Jimmy's the reason why it happened.
Yeah, but they're also setting that up for Jay versus Jimmy.
Okay, just to further what the rivalry.
We're also setting up Survivor Series. This is what's happening.
Oh yeah.
So this is my prediction.
Okay.
I see we're gonna have. I think we're gonna have Roman, Jimmy, and Solo team with Finn and Finn, and I feel like they're gonna fight Cody, Jay. I want to throw in KO and Sami Zayn, and then probably Cena, and then you got War Games.
That's gonna be an epic War Games, bro.
Yeah, because now you kind of already see it happen.
Last year, War Games was the Bloodline with Sami Zayn against Kevin Owens and whoever. I can't know who else.
I'll tell you what else is going to happen. I think at Survivor Series, I think we're going to get Mommy versus Becky.
Really?
Because if you looked at NXT, I think it was NXT this happened at. It was a backstage thing. Becky's walking around with the belt, and then Mommy shows up and just kind of looks at her and smiles and walks away. And I'm just like, and this is the second time they've had a backstage thing happen within like the last month.
Okay.
So I think it's going to lead to something going on. Becky versus Rhea. If that happens, I love both women. And this is going to shock you. If it happens, I have to cheer for Becky.
What?
Because I love the men. I always have. I just didn't want her winning the NXT title because I felt disrespected by her beating Tiffany. Now, with that being said, in this match, I do think Rhea's going to win, but I think she's going to win with the assistance from Tiffany Stratton coming up and making her debut on whether SmackDown or Raw. And hopefully it's Raw, because Raw's women division is lacking, in my opinion.
Yeah, the ones I'm thinking of, you're not big fans of. So
the SmackDown's killing it on the women's side. Raw is struggling bad.
I would disagree, but he's not a fan of most of them.
And what I want to see happen is when Becky does drop the title, I want to see her drop it to JC Jane. I think it would be a really good push for her career. I want to see how this storyline with her and Thea Hill plays out, because I'm really, really digging Thea Hill right now. And I think it'll be pretty good. Lead up to some good storylines down there. You can involve Gigi Dolan. You can involve Roxanne Perez, Cora Jade. I do feel like Roxanne Perez and what's her face, Cora Jade are about due to come up to the roster. I think Tiffany's done well enough to come up to the roster as well, main roster. JC Jane, Gigi Dolan stay a little bit longer, maybe for like another 6 months to a year, and then next year they'll be ready. But
I don't know if Roxanne's ready.
I think Roxanne's ready.
Wrestling wise, skill wise, she's good. Her promos still need a little work.
Well, she still needs work with promos, but I mean, hell, if they could have Nia Jax on in the Performance Center, they could bring up Roxanne.
He's not wrong. Oh, that hurt to say. He's not wrong.
Yeah, I mean, if you're gonna have Roxanne, I mean, if Nia Jax on the main roster, you might as well have all of them. But I think that's pretty much it. We can really go on of it. I mean, I can't think of any more set matches at Crown Jewel for the time being. Obviously, the more we'll know. Hopefully, my Dom gets a match where hopefully he does good. And, I would love to see Carmelo Hayes or Wes Lee come up. I think that would be awesome. But I don't really have anything else we can really that I can think of to really kind of go over on wrestling, WWE or
No,
AEW.
over the next, well, I guess we only have one more podcast before it, but we'll talk more Crown Jewel. We'll try to concentrate on Crown Jewel and
And
promoting that.
we'll try to concentrate some more on AEW. I know there's AEW fans out there. I know we talk more WWE than AEW. It's kind of that I think we both pay attention a little bit more to WWE than AEW at the time being. But I'm a huge AEW fanboy, so I'm
I'm gonna
wanting.
need you to watch some AEW to keep me caught up.
Yeah, you're gonna need to watch some yourself too to catch up.
Wednesdays are hard.
Well, you've
When-
also got Fridays and Saturdays. You have tonight to watch AEW. Well, maybe not this Saturday night, but you have opportunities. So we can't sit there and say we don't.
Fridays I watch SmackDown.
Dynamite comes on after.
Wednesday night. Oh, good point. I keep forgetting that.
Collision is on.
But then I usually have somebody texting me to get on and play Fortnite. I wonder who that would be.
Oh, me. I like Fortnite. I'm pretty crack at it. But anyway, I'm a Fortnite kid. What can I say? But anyways, guys, I think that's all for me. Blake, do you have anything you want to point out?
Nah, I'm good. Later days and God bless.
And I will say I bid y'all a farewell and a good night. Bang.